Nano Banana Pro just dropped and it's 100 times stronger than any other image model. But today I'm not showing you 20 generic use cases you'll never touch. Instead, I'm using it to optimize landing page conversion at scale. You drop a URL and get a visual audit to boost your conversion rate. In this video, I'll teach you how to build it, what results to expect, and 3 ways to monetize this agent. There are 3 aspects of the new Nano Banana Pro model that makes this use case so incredibly effective and possible. Number 1, Nano Banana Pro can connect to Google Search vast knowledge base, so it can search and use information on the internet. Number 2, it is perfect at text rendering and understanding, so it does no more spelling mistake when it puts text over images. And then it has deep understanding of any image you provide in the prompt, so it can read an image you provide, comprehend it, and then write edits and turn it into an infographic. To generate this system and have reliable and consistent results, we'll use a free app called Relay, which you see now on the screen. It's a visual tool to build agents with natural language, and it's ideal for non-technical people, which is why I use it a lot for my coaching and demonstrations. I will do 2 things. 1, I'll show you how to set up the logic of every single step. 2, I will include this specific template which I'm about to show in the description. You can have it for free and edit it to make it yours and adapt it to your own needs. This is the logic of the agent we're about to build. Step 1, we provide the agent a link. Step 2, we scrape the text of that link and the visuals of that link separately. Step 3, we analyze the text and recommend improvements based on the 100 million offers framework by Alex Hormozi, which you can substitute with any other framework which you prefer. Step 4, we'll analyze it visually and create notes on the page so we have a nice infographic to share internally or with customers. And then we'll produce a nice PDF report. You can find the full template in the description of this video, but now let's build it together step by step. The first step whenever we build an agent is to generate a trigger. Consider the trigger as like the alarm that tells the agent it has to wake up and perform all of the steps that we insert inside this work. So if I go here on add trigger, I see that I have multiple triggers possible. I can have a scheduled trigger, for example, tell me, okay, perform these steps every Monday or every first day of the month. Or I can have a manual trigger when I can come and tell the agent, okay, now run with these inputs. Whenever you have a manual trigger, which is what we'll use for this specific flow, you'll also be able to add inputs, which is basically variable that the agent has to consider to perform the actions. In this case, we want to provide the agent with landing page URL, so it knows which page it has to analyze. Now we have provided the agent with the input link. Let's do the scraping part. So if I go here and click on the plus to add the step and I type scrape and I find the web scraping part, I can insert this. I will do 2 things. First, I will scrape the content from the website and I will tell Relay, okay, take as input the landing page URL which I provided at the beginning and click done. And then I will also do the same thing, but with visual scraping. So instead of scraping the content, instead I want to take a screenshot of the website so I can analyze it visually with Nano Banana Pro. So I'll click here, I'll do the same step. I will insert as input the landing page URL which I have provided on step 1 of this workflow. Step 3 of the flow will consist in taking the context which I have scraped in the previous step and generate an analysis based on a specific frame, right? So what are we going to do here is we're going to add an AI agent. So I'm going to type here agent. I'm going to add this. I'm prompted to insert some instruction, a prompt. What I'm going to do is take the prompt, which I already had prepared and show at the beginning of this flow, and paste it here and drive you through it so you can understand it. Again, you can find this entire template with the prompts in the description of this video, so you can just find it there. You don't have to write it down. So you are an expert landing page auditor and conversation strategist trying to follow the optimization principles of Alex Hormozi. As said here, I'm using this specific framework which is the 100 million offers by Alex Hormozi because I find it very effective and it worked very well for me. But if you, for example, are optimizing for something different than conversions, like you're optimizing for time spent on the landing page, you can edit this and use a separate framework, a different framework that works best for you. And then I'm telling the agent that it has two parts. Part one is audit, provide the landing page, analyze the attached content and screenshot, reference Hormozi best practices, and for each key element, rate it and suggest specific actionable improvements. And then part two of this prompt will be write a list of actionable recommendations, classify as either must do or nice to do, and provide a clear description and specify impact as high, medium, or low. So I want to categorize the recommendation by the most important one, the one have the highest impact. Be comprehensive, assertive, and practical. This is just style. Okay. So whenever I create an agent step, I want to make sure of two things. I want to make sure, number one, the output format is the output format I want. Relay auto generate a template of output based on whatever it finds inside the prompt. In this case, I'm not looking for something fancy like is offering here, a list of different specific recommendations, but I only want the output format to be a rich text, right? So I'm going to set the output format by clicking on three dots. I'm going to set it to rich text. So I have one specific document with all of the recommendations. The other thing which I always have to do whenever I create any agent is make sure that he has access to the right set of information. In this case, you see he already has access to the web page screenshot, but I also want to give him access to the web content, which is the scraped content from step 2, right? So I want to give him access to step 3 and step 2. So he can use all of this information to perform the task. You can also select a specific model. In this case, I find that GPT 5.1 works very well to produce a report, but you can change it to Claude. If you want something more sophisticated, you can even use Gemini. In this case, we're going to proceed with GPT 5.1 because I've tested it and works really well for this specific step. As the text analysis is done, we have to analyze the visual component of the screen. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add another AI step. We're going to look for generating image. We're going to select this. In this specific case, we're going to have to use a specific model, like we said in the hook of this video, that is Google Nano Banana Pro. This has a specific set of capabilities that make it ideal for this specific action. And I'm going to ask to create a high resolution since I might want to share it with the end clients. And then I'm going to have to give it a prompt. And I'm going to give a very simple prompt. It's basically a revision of what we had seen before. Review this landing page and highlight with the red circles and handwritten notes, key improvement areas based on conversion optimization principle taught by Alex Hormozi. Alright, so I'm telling you, take this screenshot, analyze it, use Alex Hormozi teaching, search them online and use them, and make notes directly on the image. And then the last thing which I have to do is make sure that this agent has access to the screenshot which we have taken here in step 3. So the way to do it is select a file. The only screenshot we have available is the one which we need to use. So we select that and click that. The last step of this flow is going to be generating an email report. In this case, we send it to ourselves because we just want to test the agent, but you could also share it directly with your potential customer. For example, if you're using it to generate leads and provide value in advance. So what I'm going to do is type here send, and then the second voice will be send an email to yourself. I'm going to insert a subject, something very simple, client ready landing page recommendation. And then I also want to add the landing page URL to know which landing page I'm referring to. And then here I'm going to go reference the output of the steps which we have done before. I'm going to click here on add image, web address URL, and then I'm going to reference here the URL which we have created on step 6. And I'm going to click here, done. Once this is done, let's start a test run to see how it performs and then check the results together. So I'm going to click here, start run. It prompts me to give him a URL page. So I'm going to go here, take my URL, this specific website, and click on start run. Okay, now while it's running, let me tell you why this is really cool and how you can monetize it. Number one, you can test it on your own website to make sure your conversion funnel is still optimized. You can set up the agent to run every 3 months or every 6 months to make sure that your website remain high converting. Number two, if you spin out a lot of campaigns and then a lot of landing pages before launching a landing page, for example, if you're paying for ads, you might want to check here that the conversion funnel is optimized. This will help you obtain the best possible results for your ads. Another idea on how to use this is, for example, for web design agency, for marketing agency, or for small agencies in general that work specifically with small businesses. A great idea would be go to Google Maps, scrape a list of website of local business services, run this agent on every single one of these websites, and send an automatic report to all of those people saying, hey, I ran this research on your website and these are some recommendations on how you could improve it. This is free for you. Why don't we have a call? So these are some of the ideas in which it could be used. I think all of the three which I've mentioned are super useful, but if you have any other idea, let me know in the comments so we can help each other make better tools. Before checking together the results of the agent, a quick introduction about myself and the channel. Hi, I'm Pietro. I create educational content on AI for non-technical people here and on LinkedIn. On the channel, you'll find a lot of step-by-step tutorial, reviews of AI tools, and new models and new features released by the largest model like Gemini and OpenAI. After a couple of minutes, test run has completed, so let's go check it. We see they went through correctly every single step here. We can also check output of every single step. So we see here it has compiled a text report over the content of the page, and it seems to also have generated the email successfully. So let's go to my email inbox, and we see that I have received the image, client ready landing page recommendation, the URL of the page which I used for this specific test. And then part one, audit based on Hormozi's principle. And then for every section, it gives a rating and actionable improvement, which is actually very cool. We also give the impact of every single step. And if we go at the bottom of the image, which is the part which I find the coolest, here we see that it has put annotation on the entire content of the landing page. So here it says weak value proposition, doesn't state the pain and the dream outcome. Very cool. And then it says, for example, here at the bottom, ensure footer links don't distract from the main CTA. I can also go in and zoom. This is an image. We can share both the text and the image. In this case, for example, I will share only the image. I think this is really, really cool, especially for client work, but also for internal use. So let me know what you think, if you like this specific template, and if you want to see any other template like this one, or if you have any doubt in the implementation. As always, you can find the template included in the description of this video, so you don't have to build anything from scratch. You can take the template which we built together in this session and adapt it to your need. Thank you very much for making it this far. See you soon.